Like life and death, moon and sun, it's sure to each the piper comes. And while God and Goddess give for free, down below there will be fees. Despite perfect love and perfect trust, there's no way around it. Cash is a must. We've sought within, but come up short. So we come to thee, your help to court. If you would aid this temple's life, a $3 donation would be nice. Remember well that gifts when sent return threefold of what was spent. But if you can't, well, blessed be. We shall survive, so mote it be.
Merry meet YouTube, this is Lady Nefties of Universal Pagan Temple, here with another week of Wicca, a year and a day in Magic. This week is week 25, Crystal Magic. This will be one of my favorite weeks to show you guys because I consider myself to be a crystal witch. Crystals are fantastic because they are so versatile in magic and because they are so beautiful. Now, crystals can simply be used just in a tumblestone or raw stone form, or they can be used in magic in your own jewelry. Now, even diamonds have magic to them, and you might find it easier to even use crystals in a jewelry setting for magic. Or you could simply put a tumbled stone in your pocket, or use crystals in magic in conjunction, like I showed you last week with candle magic, or with next week's course, which will be herb magic. You can use crystals in conjunction with herbs. Now, if you're familiar with chakras, you can also use crystals in your chakra magic or in meditation. Now, if you're unfamiliar with chakras, I will be doing a video in a few weeks about chakras, or you can look it up online, just simply Google them. Now, on to how to cleanse your crystals. Now, some believe that crystals will obtain negative energy, that they'll hold them in, and that you need to cleanse them. And some people believe that crystals are always positive, and they don't contain this negative energy. Now, it's really up to you and how you feel when you hold a crystal. If it feels negative to you, and you want to cleanse it, then go ahead and do it. It's, whatever floats your boat, as I always say. But there are certain methods that you may want to try. So, a popular method is to use a citrine. Now, a citrine is a orange or yellow crystal, and it always has a positive energy to it, and it empowers and cleanses other crystals around it. Now, there's also salt, but the thing is, with salt, some crystals react with the salt, and the salt could dissolve the crystal, basically. Now, another method is water. This is the method I do not recommend because it's so easy to accidentally destroy a crystal if you're not familiar with them, such as selenite will dissolve in water and then you won't have a crystal anymore. Any crystal ending in "ite" will basically dissolve in water, and also you don't want to use any raw stones in water because they're not, tumbled and they may dissolve. So you can use that method, or you could even use incense smoke to cleanse your crystals with, which is another option that is good if you don't know if it's safe with salt or safe with water and you don't have a citrine. Always incense smoke is an excellent way to cleanse something. Just smudge your crystals. Now a bit on charging your crystals. Now, good ways to charge your crystal is by the light of the full moon or by the light of the sun. Now, it's important to note that the moon is safe for all crystals to be charged in the full moon, but the sun is not. Such stones like amethyst will be damaged in the sun. So you may not want to charge your amethyst in the sun and just wait for the full moon to come around. Alright, so the first crystal I'll be telling you about is the most common crystal that you'll come across, and probably the first that you'll pick up if you haven't started collecting crystals already. It's the crystal quartz, and you've probably seen them already. Now, it's quite popular because crystal quartz can really be used just about for any sort of magic that you want to do. It's kind of like a stand-in, kind of like the white candle is in candle magic. If you don't have any other color of candle and you're in a pinch, or if you don't have any type of crystal and you're in a pinch, the crystal quartz is your best friend. But otherwise, the clear crystal quartz is used for protection, healing, psychic powers, and it's also excellent for drawing in energy and focusing energy. If you're lucky enough to have one, a clear crystal quartz wand is an excellent wand to have. The next crystal is a rose quartz. Now right here I have a polished or tumbled rose quartz along with a non-polished or untumbled rose quartz or raw rose quartz. Now rose quartz is pink, and you may associate pink with the color of love. That is what this crystal is used for. It's a crystal of unconditional love and peace. Use it if you're wanting to bring love into your life, or if you want a peaceful moment. Now, it's important to realize with crystals and crystal magic that sometimes the crystals that you use in magic may not coordinate with how you feel about the color of the crystal. It's the same as with color magic. Remember, a couple of weeks ago we spoke about color magic. Now, you may not associate the color pink with love. You may associate the color purple with love. And if you feel more drawn to, say, an amethyst, which is a purple crystal for love magic, then go ahead and do so. But if you feel like pink is appropriate for love, then go ahead and use the rose quartz. Now this is a orange calcite. Now, orange calcite is used for protection, and it also brings you energy because of its sunny color. Now, here is the citrine I was talking about that is used to cleanse other crystals. Now, citrine is a constantly positive stone. It is the color of the sun, and you can see right there in the middle, I have a large unpolished citrine. And in front, there are two polished or tumbled citrines. Now, there's important things to note here, that the two citrines in front are actually lab-created citrines. Now, how they create these citrines is they superheat an amethyst crystal, and then they get these citrines out of them. But they still magically work the same. But if you feel that they don't work the same, then, don't use them. But the citrine in the middle is a natural one, and the natural ones have more of a orange-yellowy tone to them. Now, citrines, in addition to purifying other crystals and just completely getting rid of their negative energy, citrines can also be used in money magic and in matters of energy. If you're low on energy, you could put a citrine in your pocket and it'll give you an extra boost. Our next crystal is a carnelian. Now, a carnelian is used in magic for protection, peace, healing, and also courage. It'll remove your fears. Now, this crystal here is a hematite. Now, hematites are the color of metal, and hematite is an excellent tool for grounding. This crystal can be used to ground you if you're too high energy or if you're just really distracted, and it can also help you maintain focus. Now, what I like to do with hematite is I like to hold it, and then I close my eyes, and then I focus on everything around me, every sight, every smell, and all of my senses. I try to keep them in tune. And then while I have my eyes closed, I try to picture everything in the room to the tiniest little detail in order to focus and get the focus energy into that hematite that I can use it throughout the day when I work. Our next crystal is selenite. Now, selenite is named after the goddess Selene, and it is a stone of calming energy, and it also creates a nice inner peace. And it could also be used in protection around the house. Now on to one of my favorite crystals, the amethyst. Now the amethyst has so many uses, and what I use the amethyst for is to keep me calm in stressful situations. Now I have a high-stress job outside of the Wiccan and Pagan community, and I wear amethyst earrings nearly every day, and it helps me overcome my stress. And amethyst is also useful in sleeping magic. If you have trouble with insomnia, you can use amethyst in conjunction with your therapy to help you sleep. Also, amethyst is wonderful for protection. And one last thing amethyst does, in addition, is if you have any sort of addiction problems or bad habits to overcome, amethyst will help you overcome these issues. Our next crystal is another one of my favorites. It's the garnet. Now, garnet is used for protection, and it's also very useful if you have somebody gossiping about you. So you wear garnet, or you put it in your pocket, and you empower it, envisioning that you are surrounded by a red light, and this red light causes other people to basically be afraid of talking bad about you. And it's an awesome, awesome stone for self-empowerment. Now these three beauties I have right here are tiger's eye. From the left, that is a blue tiger's eye. The two in the middle are your typical gold tiger's eye, and the one to the right is a red tiger's eye. Now the one in the middle, the typical tiger's eye, can be used for protection, and as you saw in last week's video, it can also be used to draw money to you because of its gold color. And also, tiger's eye can be used for courage and strength when you need it most. Now, the blue tiger's eye is for calmness and reducing stress. Now, if you have issues with anxiety or have a phobia of some sort you want to overcome, blue tiger's eye may help you with these issues. And then the red tiger's eye on the far right helps you overcome any lazy energy that you may have. So the time I'm filming this, it's the end of 2014, so if you have any New Year's resolutions for 2015, like overcoming laziness, you may want to look into getting a red tiger's eye for yourself. Now this beautiful green stone in the rhinoceros next to it is malachite. Now malachite is used for giving you extra energy during your rituals, so if you have a malachite, you may want to hold it in your hand while you're doing ritual work to give your rituals a little more energy. Now malachite is also used for protection, and it can absorb negative energy and pick them up and take them away from you, which is very nice, but it should be cleansed afterwards. But remember what I said about the salt and certain crystals? This is one crystal you do not want to cleanse with salt, because the salt will damage the crystal. Now, you do not ever want to handle raw malachite. You always want to handle it in its polished form, because raw malachite is toxic. And if you do ever, accidentally handle raw malachite, make sure you wash your hands immediately after, if you accidentally chip your malachite. You don't want to do that. Now this next crystal here is one of my favorites. It is a solidite. Now solidite can be used to calm you emotionally and mentally. Now, say you just broke up with your boyfriend, or somebody close to you has passed away, and you were uncontrollably crying, you can't focus on anything, solidite would be an excellent crystal for you to have on your person. Either I have a picture of a bracelet here with a little dolphin on it, or just in a regular tumble stone. It'll calm you emotionally so you can carry on with your daily duties as you need to do them and just not be a sobbing mess. And I have used solidite in this method before, and it has just worked wonders for me. Now this next crystal here is a lapis lazuli, also called lapis lazuli. Now, lapis is often confused with solidite, and solidite is often confused for lapis lazuli. Now you can tell the difference between these two stones because lapis is a brighter blue color, and it does have iron pyrite inclusions in the stone. Now you might be able to see those on the wand here. They are little bits of kind of like goldish gray in the wand. And then the solidite, you can tell a solidite because it's a darker blue color, more like navy blue, and it has white or gray veins in it. Now hopefully that helps you in identifying them. Now you can see here the one in the middle is a raw lapis lazuli. Now lapis is used in speech, so it's related to the throat chakra, and it helps you communicate more clearly and so people understand you better. Now also, lapis lazuli was very much treasured by the ancient Egyptians. They thought lapis lazuli held the soul of a god in the stone. And if you want to, you can give offerings of lapis lazuli to the goddess Isis. She is very fond of this stone. Now, lapis can also be used for healing and love and protection. Now, it's great because lapis, when you wear it, you give off the air of being a calm and gentle person, which can be very comforting to some people who are in need of healing. Now, I've just shown you a few of the most common stones in Magick. Now, there are lots of other stones and crystals to work with in Magick, but these are just some of the most common ones that you'll find and that you'll probably end up working with. Now, your activity for this week is to go out and find a crystal, just go buy one, or you may already have one in your jewelry collection, and start to work with it magically. Now, just start with just three crystals. Don't overwhelm yourself if you don't have any jewelry and you want to go out and buy crystals. Don't buy, 10. Buy at least 2 or 3 to start working with, to start learning about that crystal, because there are a lot and you will get confused if you just go out and buy a whole load. So, just start with 3 and make sure that the magical intention is something that you actually need it for. So if you need, if you've got a speech coming up and you're nervous about it, pick up an amethyst and a lapis lazuli. Or if you're in need of money, go pick up a citrine or a tiger's eye. Most of these stones are relatively cheap. You could find them online or in your local metaphysical, new age, or pagan shop. With the exception of the lapis lazuli, which is usually expensive. So that is your assignment for this week, and next week is herb magic. And until next time, blessed be.